I just drove one of the fastest electric cars in the world. Yeah, I'm not technically a race car driver, though I do like to think of myself as one. I've played a lot of Gran Turismo, but this was a crazy thing. Guys, this was one of the experiences of my life that I'll truly remember forever. This EV, it's basically a big station wagon, or a shooting brake as they like to call it. It's one of the best looking electric cars. Guys, I said a couple of years ago that this was my favorite EV. You guys, many of you might have seen that, and I've said that a few times since. But then they brought out the FR version. This is called the Zeekr 001 FR. It's a family car with 1,265 horsepower and carbon ceramic brakes. And I drove it around a racetrack while it was raining. You would think that would be a recipe for disaster. Well, it wasn't. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking. It's great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Right before, guys, I drove this car. I have to admit I was very excited, but I was feeling a little bit sick because one of the Zeekr test race car drivers, he holds the record for drifting on ice. He actually took me out in a 001 rear-wheel drive. So the rear-wheel drive version has less than half the power of this car. But he basically drifted that thing around the entire track with me sitting in the passenger seat, and I felt shocking after that. Hey guys, I'm in the Zeekr 001 FR. This does an insane speeds, 1,300 horsepower. It's one of the fastest EVs in the world. But as you can see, it's like a spacious station wagon, shooting brake, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, it's one of my favorite cars in the world. But I'm already feeling nauseous from driving some of these cars really fast around the track today. So I'm just going to see how quick this thing goes in a straight line, although I know it's more made for corners. It has carbon ceramic brakes, and it can do 0 to 62 miles an hour, or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 2.36 seconds. With a 1 foot rollout, it is 2.02, which is insane. It would be interesting to see how this goes against the Tesla Model S Plaid, because both of them would be very similar in terms of performance. But this is a bit more practical because it, it has a big spacious area. Anyway, let's get a move on. Let's go. All right, guys, we've got a heads-up display. It's a pretty cool heads-up display. Actually, you can see cars around you, almost like a GPS heads-up display. I wonder if it is a GPS. Maybe it actually is. Just driving to the pit straight here, and this is Geely's racetrack. That they actually own this racetrack, and apparently they have 5 tracks that they own. Getting a noise here. What's the noise? Do you know what's the noise, race driver?
Yes.
Is that the simulated engine noise?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
right.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, it's kind of an interesting noise. Whoa.
The noise lets you know how much power.
Okay, the noise is going to let me know how much power I'm putting down.
Yeah.
Okay. The side bolstering is actually pushing into my side. It changes. I think it has an airbag in the side bolstering, which actually changes how much pressure there is in it. Wowzers. Jesus. 160. Now apparently we're very low on charge, so this is probably gonna, I braked way too late then. Okay. Just gonna take it a little bit easy so I don't throw up on the camera. No, the handling is very, very nice. Feels like it's not too hard, but it just takes the corners really, really easily. Just think on that apex there. All right, guys, whoa. My stomach just goes, whoa. All right. You can hear those brakes squeaking. All right, let's get around this corner. See how quick we can get on this little straight. All right, we're doing 160. I could have gone quicker then. See how it goes through this little tight apex here. Oh, it's very incredibly, the traction control is like unbelievable. It's not even squeaking a tire for a single second almost. Oh. This corner's a bit of a sketchy one. It's hard to see it. And it's a very, very, very tight corner. Let's Let's get on the power. Takes a second to get on the power. Takes a second before you get full power. Now let's brake hard. Coming into this turn here. My racing car filmer is probably going, what is this guy doing? Man, this is so easy to drive fast. Amazingly easy. All right. All right, guys. I think I'm done. My stomach is just like, whoa. But that was way tamer than what I thought it would be. It just felt so easy to drive. I can't believe how easy it was to drive. You can literally feel the seat bolstering pushing in when you're going around a corner. It's like it adjusts to your how sharp the corner is, maybe what the G-forces are, I'm not sure, but that's pretty cool. I'm done, guys. I've test driven every car and I'd keep driving it if I could, but I think the battery's running a little bit low. Thanks for watching, guys. It's been a crazy day. But then it was my turn. And yeah, I had to get loose. So I drove it hard. I wouldn't say I lost control, but you know, I definitely lost a lot of traction a few times, braked a little late a few times. But honestly, the 001 rear wheel drive was a hell of a lot of fun. And especially in the wet, it was just sliding around. Fortunately for me, the stability control was turned on, so I didn't crash it. Otherwise, I unquestionably would have crashed that thing. At least would have driven it off the track anyway. But yeah, like I said, stability control was saving me when I was, you know, getting a little wild. So after all that, I thought, hey, I'm getting in this EV, what is basically my dream car. These things are incredibly good value, guys. When you think about the fact it comes standard with 1,265 horsepower. It does 0 to 62 miles an hour in 2.07 seconds. That's with a 1 foot rollout, but hey, who's counting, right? It also does a tank turn, and like I said, it's got heaps of room. It's got a really big boot, much bigger than the boot in the Tesla Model S. It's got, 5 seats. Hey guys, this is the interior of the 001 FR. Here's my cameraman. Here's this very nice suede interior. And I'm gonna see how fast this insane car goes. I think I'm gonna probably throw up, to be honest. I'm already feeling nauseous from driving around this track like a maniac. Let's see how quick we can get on this little straight. All right, we're doing 160. I could have gone quicker then. I mean, this thing is insanely fast. It's faster than most supercars in the world, but it costs a fraction of what they cost. Now, if you're wondering what they cost, it's around $120,000, which honestly I think is an absolute bargain. Now, what else can I tell you about this vehicle? Well, I was really surprised by how it drove around the track. I thought I would feel terrible, like it would be just way too much power and I wouldn't be able to handle it. But the power is kind of progressive. It's a little bit like an internal combustion engine vehicle because I think it's just so much power that you probably can't handle that kind of power. The body's just like, whoa, 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 it's just insane, out of control. But they put it on a setting where that power, you did get the full power, but not instantly. So I didn't feel like I honestly felt like I'm getting in this thing. I'm not a race car driver. I'm just going to feel like it's just mental and I won't be able to handle this kind of power. But it didn't feel like that at all. In fact, with those big carbon ceramic brakes, it felt like it was struggling to even lose traction. Now it is all-wheel drive and obviously it does have traction control. I did have the traction control turned on because it was wet. Oh, it's very incredibly, the traction control is like unbelievable. Or it was raining just a little bit. That point where it's not dry, it's not raining hard, and that's where you lose control. That's where it can be really tricky, right? I honestly thought I would be crashing this car anyway, but I could barely lose traction. So it felt incredibly well controlled. And one thing I did notice, guys, is that putting my foot down on the brake, I had to push hard. But those carbon ceramic brakes, right? They are insane. Whoa. This corner's a bit of a sketchy one. It's hard to see it. and it's a very, very, very tight corner. Let's get on the power. It takes a second to get on the power. It takes a second before you get full power. Now let's brake hard. Coming into this turn here. My racing car filmer is probably going, what is this guy doing? Man, this is so easy to drive fast. Now, the FR uses a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack. Obviously not an LFP back. It has an 800 volt architecture because this is the new 001. They've changed it. It's improved over the previous generation 001. You can charge the battery pack from 10 to 80% in 15 minutes. So the charging speed should be around about, well, close to 500 kilowatt. Yeah, that's quite a lot faster than any Tesla chargers today. Now, it has Brembo brakes, obviously carbon ceramic brakes. It has carbon fiber bodywork, which reduces weight and adds downforce. And like I said before, it has just amazingly good handling for a car this size. It's a big car. It's 5.1 meters long. Guys, personally, I absolutely love the design of this car, but there is one problem with it. They only make 99 every month. They don't sell it yet outside of China. Now, I've heard that they will be eventually, and I hope that's true. Because honestly, guys, it is my dream car. And if I could own one of these, yeah, that would be kind of a dream come true. And I'm just imagining in my mind driving one of these around. Honestly, I love the Tesla Model S Plaid, but this is just, for me personally, it is actually significantly more desirable. And it's not just the speed. I mean, the Model S Plaid is probably a tiny bit faster than this, potentially. I think it would be. But I love the looks. I love the practicality. I love the fact that I could, put a surfboard or a bike in the back and, put the seats down and have plenty of space there to put stuff in, take your family around. It's just such a crazy car that it's so damn fast. Handles so incredibly well with this insane amount of power. I mean, you hear people saying, oh, that's just too much power. 1,265 horsepower, that's just stupid. That's just for idiots. But when you drive it, you realize it's not like that at all. Yes, it's insanely fast, but actually, it doesn't feel insanely scary. And that, my friends, is probably the best thing about the Zeekr 001 FR.